What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV. Back with a short Arsenal therapy. And I had to do this, people. As you know, I was on stream earlier today, but I had to come back on today because we've got a few bits to talk about. The main story here, people, is Eddie Nketiah. Now, earlier on the stream, news broke that Eddie Nketiah was offered a new contract and that his mind had been changed as he was set to possibly go to West Ham or Crystal Palace, that Eddie has been convinced to stay at Arsenal. I mean, for me, I don't know what anybody else thinks, but that is not good news for Arsenal because I would have liked to have seen two new strikers come in this summer. I think if Eddie's at the club, we will only probably sign one new striker. So then we're hearing the details. So then I'm on social media and the story comes out. Sammy Mockbell, who writes for the Daily Mail, has showed us the details of this new contract. The story goes, Eddie Nketiah, the updated story including details of Arsenal's offer for Nketiah, 5-year contract, £100,000 a week. Yes, you heard it. £100,000 a week for Eddie Nketiah. How? How has Eddie got 100 grand a week? His agents played an absolute blinder. Up to £5 million bonuses over the course of the deal. 5-year contract. No wonder he's changed his mind. Of course he changed his mind. £5 million signing on fee. £100,000 a week. I expect the new signing to get that kind of deal. I expect Nunes or Osimhen or Jesus, maybe a little bit more. 100 grand for a guy that came out of the youth system that hasn't had a big season since he's been at this football club. He scored 5 Premier League goals this year in 21 games. Gabriel, our centre-back, has scored 5 goals this season, playing centre-back. How has Eddie got this deal? There's no reason to give him this contract. He's on 45 grand a week. He's come through the youth system. Listen, I would have turned around to Eddie. Me personally, you know my opinion on Eddie. I wouldn't have kept him. I would have signed 2 new strikers, right? Now, my worry already with this situation, you don't give a guy 100 grand a week for him to be the third choice striker. 100 grand means you're probably going to be the second choice and you're going to challenge the new striker that comes into the club. You're probably going to give him Europa League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. He's the guy that's going to come off the bench. There is absolutely no justifiable reason for giving Eddie Nketiah £100,000 a week. None. None whatsoever. Yeah, West Ham might have offered him a good deal. Yeah, Crystal Palace might have offered him a good deal. Arsenal had a decision to make last summer. He had a year left on the contract. If you're not going to keep him long-term, sell him. Crystal Palace wanted to buy him for 11 million. If you're not going to keep him, take 11 mil. Otherwise, you give him a new contract, but you don't give him a massive pay rise. He hasn't done anything to justify that deal. Nothing. 5 goals towards the end of the season. I give him credit. Yeah, he's 22. Yeah, he came through the youth team. And yes, he's done well when he's played for England under 21s. But why do you give him 100 grand a week on a 5-year deal? First of all, I've seen people saying things like, oh, maybe we sell him in a year's time. I don't think anybody's going to give Eddie Nketiah 100 grand a week. If he's on a 5-year deal, why is he going to walk out of that contract? He'd be crazy to leave. So he's not leaving. And also, that means we probably only sign one striker this summer. Now, if we've got aspirations of finishing 4th or winning the Europa League, let's say, for example, we sign Gabriel Jesus. Jesus is the main striker that we're being linked with at the moment. Jesus with Nketiah as backup. Is that better than... At the start of this season, we started with Aubameyang with Lacazette as backup. Now, we know that that situation unravelled itself. But at the start of the season, I would have said that that combination is stronger than the combination we're going to go into next season with. Jesus, we're not totally sure. There's no evidence. He's never scored 20 goals in the Premier League. I know he hasn't been a regular starter at Man City, but we don't know how he would work at Arsenal. Eddie Nketiah on 100 grand a week for me is absolutely mind-boggling. Says a lot about the direction of this football club, Okay, Hale End, one of our own, young player that could develop. I'm going to give him that little bit of leeway. He's 22. A lot of strikers don't really develop till their mid-20s. But this is a guy that struggled at Leeds on loan, that, let's be honest, nobody was interested in Eddie until Aubameyang left and Lacazette, wasn't scoring goals. If you were keeping him as third choice and you gave him a small pay rise and you said, listen, I'm signing Jesus, I'm signing Nunez or Osimhen, and you're the third choice, I could get my head around that. 100 grand a week for Eddie Nketiah, a 5-year deal, is absolutely crazy. Cultural reset is what I keep being told. Oh, we're having a cultural reset. Eddie, new contract. Xhaka, Holding, Elneny. Players that most Arsenal fans would have said, get rid of these guys. They're not good enough. He got rid of a lot of the deadwood. Why have these guys been rewarded? Why give Eddie such a substantial wage increase when he hasn't done enough to earn it? Let me know in the comments what you think, first of all. Some of you may feel I'm being too harsh on him. Listen, I'm not saying he's a terrible footballer. I'm not saying he can't have a half-decent career. What I am saying is, number one, is he good enough to be at Arsenal? For me, probably not. Number two, why is he getting £100,000 a week? That is absolutely insane. And somebody has been totally done, whether that's Edu, whether that's Vinay. Eddie Nketiah's agent has played an absolute blinder because there's no way. He was on 45 grand a week. He's earned more than double his wage for 5 Premier League goals. Absolutely ludicrous. And I'm not talking about the rapper that sang area codes all them years ago. If you know about that song, I got... Hey, listen, let me not get caught up anyway. But Eddie Nketiah, new 5-year contract, 100 grand a week. Cultural reset. Somebody explain it to me, please, because I don't get it. Let me know in the comments what you think about that deal. Would you have kept Eddie? Would you have given him 100 grand? 5-year contract. There's no way he's going to be third choice on 100 grand. You're talking about second choice, challenging the main striker. And for those of you who didn't tune in earlier today, we spoke about it on the stream. Mohamed Elneny new contract. 1-year deal with a 1-year option. I mean... Oh, man, what has happened in the last 7 days, people? It's I haven't seen this much drama since the 7 Days track by Craig David, man. Monday, signed Elneny on Tuesday, 5-year deal on Wednesday. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, people. We'll probably give Granit Xhaka, we'll probably make him manager of the club tomorrow. I don't know. It's crazy, but... Elneny gets a 1-year deal with a 1-year extension. Listen, I expressed my opinion earlier. Elneny, for me, another player that I would have let go. I actually can see more sense around the Elneny contract than I can the Eddie one, because Elneny's just going to sit down on the bench and make no noise. But crazy. What a day, Top 4 disappears. You're thinking, right, go and make a big signing. Lift the fan base. Give them something to get excited about. What does Edu and Arteta give us? Eddie Nketiah, 5-year deal, 100 grand a week. And Mohamed Elneny with a 1-year contract extension. Absolutely insane. For me, this is the reason why, if we don't move forward next season, these decisions will be the reasons. Some of the signings, some of the contract extensions, I feel like if Arteta's got a good personal relationship with you, he will look after you. He'll give you a new contract. If you train well, he'll keep you around the club. This is the ruthless streak. You've been ruthless with Aubameyang, Guendouzi, Pepe, Saliba, players who've got obvious talent and quality, yet you've kept players like Xhaka, Holding, Elneny and Nketiah and rewarded them with big contracts. Somebody explain that to me. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. Talk to me about the Elneny deal. Are you happy with that one? Do you think he's a good squad player? Would you have got rid of him? Eddie Nketiah, the headline news. 5-year deal, 100 grand a week. How times have changed. Listen, I know this man behind me, Thierry Henry. I'm not comparing anybody to him. That's different. But, a couple of years ago, we had Lacazette player of the season, Aubameyang golden boot winner. And all of a sudden... We're talking about a 5-year deal for Eddie Nketiah, 100 grand. Times have changed, people. I'm telling you. I might have to go running and come out of retirement. Surely I can earn 2 grand a week if Eddie's getting 100. That is for sure. Enjoy the rest of your day, people. Hit up them comments. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Lots of short content over the summer. Eddie Nketiah, £100,000 a week. I thought it was Jamaican dollars. It's crazy, people. Make sure you like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.